Do you ever feel like you're on a treadmill? Running harder and faster but never getting anywhere? Like success, happiness, and peace are always just beyond your reach? What if I told you the secret isn't about chasing more, but in slowing down, doing less, observing more, and simply being? In today's video, we're diving into the heart of Buddhism's timeless wisdom. Teachings that have guided millions of people for over 2.500 years. These aren't abstract philosophies. They're practical, life-changing principles that can bring balance to your busy days, help you navigate life's challenges, and lead you to a deeper sense of peace and purpose. Picture this. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand these profound teachings, but also know exactly how to apply them to make your life more intentional, harmonious, and connected to what truly matters. But before we start, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support means the world to us and helps us create content designed to uplift, inspire, and empower you. Don't forget to click the notification bell so you're always the first to know when we release new videos. As we explore these ideas, pay attention to what resonates with you. What makes you pause and think? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspective and continue the conversation. Are you ready to explore these ancient truths and discover how they can transform your daily life? Let's get started. 1. Understanding Buddhism, a religion of no religion. Buddhism stands out among world religions for its focus on personal experience rather than dogma. The Buddha famously said, "Don't take my word for it. See for yourself." This principle is the cornerstone of Buddhism, encouraging individuals to explore, question, and internalize truths through their own understanding. Buddhism is experiential, not dogmatic. Unlike many faiths that rely on strict adherence to external authority, Buddhism is a path of inquiry. The Buddha never claimed to have divine powers or absolute authority. Instead, he presented his teachings as tools for self-discovery. This openness resonates with figures like Thomas Jefferson, who believed in questioning established norms to find truth. Not a worship-based religion. At its core, Buddhism is not about worshipping gods or venerating the Buddha as a deity. The Buddha himself rejected the notion of divinity, emphasizing that enlightenment is achievable by anyone through effort and insight. This democratic approach to spirituality is what makes Buddhism universal and timeless. Take the analogy of a teacher and a student. The teacher provides knowledge and guidance, but it's up to the student to practice, explore, and master the lessons. Similarly, the Buddha offered a framework for understanding life, but the responsibility of realization lies with the individual. A guide to reality, not rituals. Buddhism serves as a practical guide to understanding the nature of reality. It doesn't impose rituals or traditions as prerequisites for spiritual growth. Instead, it focuses on 3 core truths. 1. Impermanence, everything is constantly changing. 2. Suffering, clinging to things causes pain. 3. Non-self, there is no permanent, unchanging self. Think of Buddhism as a raft used to cross a river. Once you've reached the other side, you leave the raft behind. The teachings are tools, not objects of attachment. This practicality aligns with the philosophies of Albert Einstein, who admired Buddhism's emphasis on understanding the universe through observation and experience rather than dogma. The simplicity of Buddhist practice. A famous Zen story encapsulates the essence of Buddhism. A scholar once asked a Zen master, "What is the essence of Buddhism?" The master replied, "When hungry, eat. When tired, sleep." This simple yet profound response underscores Buddhism's emphasis on being present and living authentically. It's not about complicating life with unnecessary rituals, but about embracing the natural flow of existence. Figures like Steve Jobs, influenced by Zen Buddhism, embodied this simplicity. Jobs famously said, "Focus means saying no to the 100 other good ideas." His commitment to clarity and mindfulness in his work and life reflects the core of Buddhist practice. Being fully present and aligned with one's purpose. This exploration of Buddhism reveals its unique position as a religion of no religion. By prioritizing personal experience, rejecting dogma, and offering practical tools for understanding life, Buddhism provides a path that is as relevant today as it was 2,500 years ago. 2. The middle way, striking the perfect balance. The middle way is one of Buddhism's most profound teachings, emphasizing balance as the key to a harmonious life. This principle emerged from the Buddha's own journey, as he discovered that extremes, whether indulgence or self-denial, lead to suffering, not enlightenment. Instead, the path of moderation offers clarity, stability, and freedom. The birth of the middle way. Before his enlightenment, the Buddha experienced two extremes: a life of royal luxury and later, severe asceticism. Neither brought him closer to the truth. Through reflection, he realized that avoiding extremes was essential for achieving wisdom and inner peace. This insight became the middle way, a practical philosophy for living in balance. A philosophy of balance. The middle way teaches us to avoid the trap of excess in all its forms. It's about living with mindfulness and moderation, finding the space between indulgence and deprivation. Consider Abraham Lincoln, a leader who demonstrated this principle during one of America's most divisive eras. As president during the Civil War, Lincoln navigated between radical abolitionists and conservative unionists. By maintaining a balanced perspective, he preserved the Union and ended slavery, embodying the wisdom of the middle way in leadership. Lessons from history. History offers compelling examples of how balance, or the lack of it, shapes lives. 1. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, lived a life of moderation despite immense power. He avoided indulgence and practiced self-discipline, embodying principles similar to the middle way. His balanced approach allowed him to lead with wisdom and compassion. 2. Conversely, Howard Hughes, the American billionaire, pursued extremes of wealth, luxury, and control. His obsessive tendencies ultimately led to isolation and despair, serving as a cautionary tale of imbalance. The relevance of the middle way today. In today's fast-paced world, the middle way is more relevant than ever. It challenges the extremes of hustle culture and overindulgence. Oprah Winfrey exemplifies this principle in modern times. Despite her extraordinary success, Oprah prioritizes mindfulness and self-care, often emphasizing the importance of balance between ambition and well-being. Similarly, Tim Ferriss, author of The 4-Hour Workweek, advocates for working smarter, not harder. His approach to life and productivity, prioritizing essential tasks while leaving room for leisure, aligns perfectly with the middle way. Applying the middle way to your life. Imagine a young professional overwhelmed by the pressures of a demanding career. They sacrifice personal well-being and relationships to climb the corporate ladder. By adopting the middle way, they learn to set boundaries, balance work with rest, and prioritize what truly matters. This shift not only improves their mental health, but also enhances their effectiveness at work. The middle way is a timeless principle that transcends cultures and eras. From historical figures like Marcus Aurelius and Lincoln, to modern icons like Oprah, it offers a framework for living with balance and wisdom. Its lessons remind us that happiness doesn't lie in extremes, but in harmony. A universal truth as relevant today as it was in the Buddha's time. 3. Embracing impermanence, the art of letting go. One of Buddhism's most profound teachings is the concept of impermanence. Everything in life, our relationships, possessions, emotions, and even life itself, is in a constant state of change. Clinging to what is fleeting inevitably leads to suffering. By embracing impermanence, we can cultivate a sense of freedom and resilience. Understanding impermanence. Impermanence, or anicca in Pali, is a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy. The Buddha taught that nothing in this world is permanent. Life is a flow of continuous change, and resisting this reality only creates pain. This idea can be seen in the life of Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th President of the United States. Roosevelt faced immense personal losses, including the deaths of his wife and mother on the same day. Instead of succumbing to despair, he embraced the impermanence of life and redirected his energy into public service. His resilience and ability to move forward illustrate the power of accepting change. Why clinging leads to suffering. When we cling to people, possessions, or even our ideas, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Everything we hold dear is subject to time, decay, and change. Clinging creates an illusion of control. But when the inevitable happens, when things change or end, we experience suffering. Consider the tragic story of Marie Antoinette, the Queen of France. Her obsession with maintaining her luxurious lifestyle and clinging to power blinded her to the changes happening around her. Her inability to adapt ultimately contributed to her downfall during the French Revolution. Letting go, a path to freedom. Letting go doesn't mean becoming detached or indifferent. Instead, it's about releasing the need to control or possess what is inherently impermanent. This practice allows us to experience life with greater clarity and peace. A famous Buddhist story illustrates this principle. A grieving mother, devastated by the death of her child, came to the Buddha seeking solace. The Buddha instructed her to find a mustard seed from a household where no one had experienced death. After searching every house in her village, she realized that suffering is universal, and clinging to permanence only deepens the pain. This lesson helped her let go of her grief and find peace. Impermanence in modern times. In our fast-paced, ever-changing world, impermanence is more evident than ever. Careers evolve, technologies advance, and relationships shift. Embracing this reality helps us adapt and thrive. Take Steve Jobs, for example. Jobs was known for his awareness of mortality and change, famously saying, "Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose." His acknowledgement of impermanence fueled his creativity and inspired him to focus on what truly mattered. How to embrace impermanence. 1. Practice mindfulness. Pay attention to the present moment, knowing it won't last forever. 2. Reframe change. See endings as opportunities for growth rather than losses. 3. Focus on gratitude. Appreciate what you have while it's here instead of fearing its loss. Imagine someone facing the end of a long-term relationship. Instead of clinging to the past, they could focus on the lessons and memories gained, using the experience to grow and move forward. This perspective turns pain into wisdom, a universal lesson. Impermanence is not just a Buddhist concept, it's a universal truth. From Roosevelt's resilience to Jobs' acceptance of change, history is filled with examples of those who thrived by embracing impermanence. It teaches us that while life is unpredictable, it's also full of possibilities. By letting go of what we cannot control, we create space for growth, gratitude, and peace. 4. Compassion and wisdom, the two wings of enlightenment. In Buddhism, compassion, karuna, and wisdom, prajna, are considered the two wings of enlightenment. Just as a bird cannot fly with only one wing, a balanced life requires both compassion and wisdom to guide our actions and understanding. These two qualities, when developed together, allow us to live harmoniously and respond skillfully to the challenges of life. The role of compassion in Buddhism. Compassion is the genuine desire to alleviate the suffering of others. It's not simply feeling pity but actively seeking to help. The Buddha taught that cultivating compassion is essential for personal and collective well-being. Consider the story of Mahatma Gandhi, who embodied compassion in his fight for India's independence. Despite facing violence and imprisonment, Gandhi chose non-violence and empathy, believing that understanding and kindness could overcome hatred. His compassion was not passive, it was action-oriented and deeply transformative. The importance of wisdom. While compassion opens our hearts, wisdom provides the clarity needed to act effectively. Wisdom allows us to see the root causes of suffering, distinguishing between actions that truly help and those that might inadvertently cause harm. Think of Abraham Lincoln during the Civil War. His compassion for enslaved people drove his moral vision, but it was his wisdom that enabled him to navigate the complexities of leadership, compromise, and strategy. Without wisdom, his compassion alone might not have achieved the monumental change he brought about. Balancing compassion and wisdom. When compassion and wisdom work together, they create a powerful synergy. Compassion without wisdom can lead to emotional burnout or misguided actions, while wisdom without compassion risks being cold and detached. The key lies in balancing both. One of the most famous Buddhist stories illustrates this balance. A monk saw a scorpion drowning in a river. Despite knowing it might sting him, he rescued it repeatedly, only to be stung each time. When asked why he continued, the monk replied, "It is in the scorpion's nature to sting, and it is in my nature to save." This story demonstrates how compassion and wisdom coexist. The monk's compassion guided his actions, while his wisdom helped him understand the nature of the scorpion and accept the consequences. Examples from modern life. Compassion and wisdom are equally relevant in today's world. For instance, Malala Yousafzai, the youngest Nobel Peace Prize laureate, demonstrates both qualities. Her compassion drives her fight for girls' education, while her wisdom helps her navigate the political and social complexities of her advocacy work. Another example is Nelson Mandela, who, after decades of imprisonment, chose reconciliation over revenge. His compassion for all South Africans and his wisdom in understanding the necessity of unity enabled him to lead a nation toward healing. How to cultivate compassion and wisdom. 1. Develop mindfulness. By being present, we can understand our own emotions and empathize with others. 2. Practice empathy. Put yourself in others' shoes to understand their suffering. 3. Seek knowledge. Learn about the root causes of problems before acting. 4. Reflect on actions. Consider whether your actions truly benefit others or simply make you feel good. Imagine a friend struggling with addiction. Compassion might drive you to offer help, but without wisdom, you could inadvertently enable their behavior. By understanding their needs and the nature of addiction, you can offer support in ways that truly help them recover. A universal truth. Compassion and wisdom are not exclusive to Buddhism. They are universal principles that have shaped the lives of great leaders and everyday heroes. From Gandhi's nonviolence to Mandela's reconciliation, these two wings have enabled transformative change. They remind us that to live fully, we must cultivate a heart that feels deeply and a mind that sees clearly. Together, compassion and wisdom allow us to soar. 5. Meditation, the gateway to clarity and peace. Meditation, or dhyana in Sanskrit, is the cornerstone of Buddhist practice. It is both a tool for self-discovery and a pathway to profound peace. Far from being an esoteric or mystical practice, meditation is a practical method for training the mind, cultivating awareness, and understanding the nature of reality. It allows us to step away from the chaos of life and connect with the stillness within. The purpose of meditation. The Buddha described meditation as a way to quiet the monkey mind, that restless, distracted state that pulls us in countless directions. Through meditation, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without being controlled by them. This clarity helps us respond to life with wisdom rather than react impulsively. Consider Leonardo da Vinci, a Renaissance genius known for his clarity of thought and creativity. While not a Buddhist, Da Vinci practiced forms of reflection that resemble meditation. His ability to focus deeply on his work and observe the natural world with precision mirrors the mindfulness cultivated in meditation. Scientific benefits of meditation. Modern science has confirmed the transformative effects of meditation. 1. Reduces stress. Meditation lowers cortisol, the hormone responsible for stress, improving both mental and physical health. 2. Increases focus. Regular meditation strengthens attention and concentration, making it easier to stay present. 3. Enhances emotional regulation. By observing thoughts and feelings non-judgmentally, meditation helps us respond calmly to life's challenges. Steve Jobs, a longtime practitioner of Zen Buddhism, often credited meditation with sharpening his focus and fueling his creativity. His minimalist design philosophy at Apple was a reflection of his mindfulness practice, eliminating the unnecessary to focus on what truly mattered. Meditation in everyday life. Meditation doesn't require a secluded retreat or hours of practice. It can be seamlessly integrated into daily life. Even 5 minutes of mindful breathing can bring noticeable benefits. Practical steps to begin meditation. 1. Find a quiet space. Sit comfortably in a chair or on the floor. 2. Focus on your breath. Observe each inhale and exhale without forcing it. 3. Acknowledge distractions. When your mind wanders, gently bring your focus back to your breath. 4. Start small. Begin with 5 minutes and gradually increase the duration as you become more comfortable. For instance, LeBron James, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, incorporates meditation into his daily routine. By training his mind alongside his body, LeBron enhances his performance on the court and manages the immense pressures of his career. Meditation and the path to enlightenment. In Buddhism, meditation is not just about stress relief or productivity. It's a pathway to enlightenment. Through consistent practice, we gain insight into the nature of impermanence, suffering, and the non-self. This understanding leads to liberation from the cycles of craving and attachment that cause suffering. The Buddha himself attained enlightenment through meditation under the Bodhi tree. His journey serves as a timeless reminder of meditation's power to transform not only the mind but also the spirit. Meditation in leadership and creativity. Leaders and creatives throughout history have turned to forms of meditation to cultivate clarity and insight. Winston Churchill, despite the pressures of leading Britain during World War II, practiced silent reflection to maintain his composure and make critical decisions. This ability to find calm in the storm is a hallmark of mindfulness. Similarly, Kobe Bryant, an NBA legend, credited meditation with helping him stay present and perform under pressure. For Kobe, meditation wasn't just a practice. It was a way of life that sharpened his focus and deepened his sense of purpose. How meditation transforms lives. Imagine a parent juggling the demands of work and family. They feel overwhelmed and short-tempered, struggling to stay patient with their children. By incorporating even a few minutes of meditation into their day, they can create a mental space to pause, breathe, and respond with kindness instead of frustration. Over time, this simple practice transforms not only their interactions, but also their sense of inner peace. A universal practice. Meditation transcends cultures and religions. Whether practiced by ancient monks under the Bodhi tree, or modern icons like Steve Jobs and LeBron James, its benefits are universal. Meditation reminds us that clarity and peace are not external. They exist within us, waiting to be uncovered. Through consistent practice, we unlock the profound potential of our minds and connect with the essence of who we truly are. 6. Applying Buddhist principles in everyday life. Buddhism is not just a philosophy to ponder, it's a guide for living. Its teachings on mindfulness, compassion, impermanence, and the middle way can transform how we approach work, relationships, and personal challenges. By integrating these principles into our daily routines, we create a life that is more balanced, meaningful, and aligned with our deepest values. The practice of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the cornerstone of Buddhist practice. It's about being fully present in each moment, observing thoughts and emotions without judgment. This awareness helps us break free from the autopilot mode that often governs our lives. Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese Zen master, described mindfulness as the art of living deeply. He often taught that even simple acts, like drinking tea or walking, can become profound experiences when done mindfully. His teachings remind us that life's richness lies in the present moment, not in endless distractions. Compassion in action. Compassion is another central Buddhist principle. It encourages us to empathize with others and act to alleviate their suffering. This isn't limited to grand gestures. It's about small, everyday acts of kindness that create ripple effects of positivity. Consider Princess Diana, who became a global symbol of compassion. From comforting AIDS patients to working with landmine victims, Diana's empathy transcended cultural and political barriers. Her actions remind us that compassion is not only a feeling, but a way of being. In daily life, compassion might look like listening deeply to a friend in need, or helping a colleague with a challenging task. These small acts strengthen relationships and foster a sense of interconnectedness. Embracing impermanence. Understanding impermanence helps us navigate life's ups and downs with grace. It teaches us to appreciate the present without clinging to it, knowing that change is inevitable. Barack Obama, during his presidency, often demonstrated this mindset. He approached challenges with a calm awareness that situations, no matter how difficult, would eventually evolve. This perspective helped him lead with resilience, even in turbulent times. In our own lives, embracing impermanence might mean letting go of resentment after a conflict, or adapting gracefully to changes at work. It's about accepting life's flow rather than resisting it. The middle way in decision-making. The middle way, which advocates for balance, is a powerful framework for making decisions. It teaches us to avoid extremes and seek solutions that align with both our practical needs and our deeper values. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, exemplifies this principle in his approach to innovation. Bezos emphasizes balancing long-term vision with short-term execution, by avoiding the extremes of immediate profit-seeking or endless planning. He built one of the most successful companies in history. For individuals, the middle way might mean finding balance between work and personal life, pursuing a healthy diet without extreme restrictions, or managing finances wisely without hoarding or overspending. Turning challenges into growth. Buddhism encourages us to view challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. Every difficulty is a chance to practice patience, resilience, and mindfulness. Nelson Mandela, after spending 27 years in prison, emerged not with bitterness, but with a profound sense of forgiveness and purpose. His ability to transform suffering into strength is a testament to the power of Buddhist principles, even when applied unconsciously in everyday life. This might look like reframing a job loss as an opportunity to pursue a more fulfilling career, or seeing a personal failure as a lesson rather than a defeat. Practical steps for integration. 1. Start small. Begin with simple practices, like taking 5 mindful breaths before starting your day. 2. Set intentions. Reflect on how you can embody compassion, balance, or mindfulness in specific situations. 3. Practice gratitude. At the end of each day, list 3 things you're grateful for. 4. Reflect on impermanence. Remind yourself that both joys and challenges are temporary. 5. Seek balance. Regularly evaluate your commitments and adjust to avoid burnout. Imagine someone struggling with work-life balance. They decide to implement a mindful morning routine, setting aside 10 minutes to meditate and set intentions. Over time, they notice increased focus and a greater sense of control over their day, leading to improved productivity and personal satisfaction. Buddhism in modern leadership and life. Leaders like Obama and Mandela, innovators like Bezos, and compassionate figures like Diana show us that Buddhist principles are not limited to monks or spiritual seekers. They can guide anyone toward a more meaningful life, whether it's through mindfulness, compassion, or balance. These teachings offer practical tools for thriving in the modern world. Buddhism reminds us that the path to fulfillment doesn't require dramatic change. It's about small, consistent actions that align with the truths of our existence. By applying these principles, we can navigate life's challenges with wisdom, respond to others with compassion, and find peace in the midst of chaos. As we bring today's discussion to a close, I want to leave you with this. Life is a journey filled with twists, turns, and uncertainties. But within that unpredictability lies immense possibility. Each moment presents us with a choice, a chance to bring mindfulness into our actions, extend compassion to others, embrace the impermanence of life, or find balance through the middle way. Take a moment to think. What's one small step you can take today to live more intentionally? Maybe it's pausing to take a deep breath before reacting, choosing to express gratitude, or releasing something that no longer serves you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Which part of today's discussion resonated most with you? Is there a practice you're eager to try? Or perhaps something you're still reflecting on? Share it in the comments. I'll be reading them all. And your journey truly matters. If you found value in this video, don't let it stop here. Like this video. Share it with someone who might benefit from it. And make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Your support helps us build a community of thoughtful, intentional individuals striving to create more meaningful lives. Remember, these teachings are more than ideas. They are tools we can use to shape our daily experiences. Together, we're exploring how to bring balance, clarity, and peace into our lives, one mindful step at a time. Thank you for being here and sharing this journey with me. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and stay connected.